The moment had finally arrived, history was being written, and the crowd couldn't stop cheering. Alex Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation, had just done what no Filipino player had ever done before. She had reached the third round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. The atmosphere was electric. Court 3 at Wimbledon was packed with hundreds of Filipino spectators, waving their flags, chanting her name, and creating a home from home for their hero. The atmosphere was so electric that Eala herself called it amazing, electric, respectful, and all that I could have hoped for. This was not just a tennis match, this was a movement. This was a nation taking over Wimbledon. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The match against Maya Joint was supposed to be a test of redemption, a chance for Eala to avenge her heartbreaking loss in the 2025 Eastbourne Open final, where she came within a point of her first WTA title. But it was also a chance to make history, and she did not disappoint. Eala fought back from a tough first-set loss to defeat Joint with a come-from-behind 3-6, 6-2, 6-0 win. She had to break through 6 deuces in both the first and third games of the deciding set to take a commanding 3-0 lead. She continued to dominate, blanking Joint in the 5th game to move within a game of the match at 5-0. The pride of the Philippines completed the shutout, denying Joint a single game despite the Australian taking a 40-30 lead in the final game. Joint committed costly errors, allowing Eala to book her first third-round appearance in a Grand Slam. It's obviously an amazing thing for me to do that for my country. I really appreciate that I'm able to share this with the nation, but I think first and foremost, it makes me super proud because of the work that I've put in. The victory was a testament to Eala's incredible growth as a player. She had turned a loss into a lesson. She had grown as a player and as a person. The victory was a statement that she was ready to compete on the biggest stage in tennis. The tennis world was watching, and they were impressed. Eala's journey to the third round had been a whirlwind. She had entered Wimbledon as the 29th seed, the first Filipino in the Open era to achieve that honor. She had won her first-round match against Renata Zarazua in dominant fashion, 6-1, 6-2. She had avenged her loss to Joint and made history. The victory was a culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication. It was a testament to her character and her unwavering belief in herself. The significance of this victory extended far beyond the tennis court. For the Philippines, a nation that had never produced a tennis star, this was a moment of national pride. Eala had broken through barriers and created new possibilities for young Filipinos. She had shown the world that greatness can come from anywhere. The images of Eala surrounded by a sea of flags became the defining image of the tournament's second round. It was a powerful symbol of the connection she had forged with her fans. It was a reminder that she was not just a player, she was a movement.
What made the victory even more special was the atmosphere. Court 3 was packed with hundreds of Filipino spectators, waving the Philippine flag and creating an unmistakably Filipino feel to the small arena. The support was so overwhelming that Eala was left surprised. Speaking after her first-round win, Eala said, "I was really surprised. The Filipinos keep surprising me in good ways. I know how notoriously difficult it is to get tickets to this event. To have what I would call a full house of Filipinos is amazing. I never would have thought that at Wimbledon I would have a home crowd. Super thankful, and I really enjoyed it." The support only grew in the second round. The legion of Filipino fans who follow their young star everywhere cranked up the volume with each unforced error from Joint. The atmosphere was described as electric. The crowd's reaction was a testament to the deep connection that Eala has forged with her people. For them, she is not just a player, she is a symbol of hope. She is a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. Eala's team and family were also part of the celebration. They were wearing t-shirts bearing a picture of the sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines. Eala was sporting a custom Nike visor bearing a phrase in Tagalog which translates to, "Every dream begins as a seed. Once it grows, it cannot be stopped." I think it's so sentimental to be able to wear things or to carry parts of my culture with me on court, because of course it's a huge reason as to who I am, Eala said. Eala stayed on court for as long as possible to sign autographs. "Of course, I also want to give them time, my time," Eala told reporters of her fans. "It's extremely hard to get tickets here at Wimbledon, so I'm very happy with the support." The moment was a powerful symbol of the connection she had forged with her fans. It was a reminder that she was not just a player, she was a movement. The Filipino fans had created a home away from home for their hero. They had turned Court 3 into a sea of red, white, blue, and yellow. The chants of "Eala, Eala, Eala" echoed through the stadium. It was a celebration of national pride. It was a testament to the power of sport to unite a people. The scenes were reminiscent of the support that Manny Pacquiao received in his prime. But this was different. This was tennis, and the world was taking notice. The organizers had been forced to adapt to the overwhelming demand. At the Australian Open earlier this year, Eala's matches were placed on smaller courts, leading to chaotic scenes as thousands of fans queued for hours to watch her play. Tennis legends Martina Navratilova and Lindsay Davenport had criticized the organizers for underestimating her drawing power. Wimbledon, to its credit, appeared to have learned from that mistake. The tournament had ensured that Eala's matches were placed on appropriate courts to accommodate her massive fan base. The decision was a recognition of her global appeal and her ability to draw crowds.
Maya joint had also changed since that Eastbourne final. The 20-year-old Australian had faced her own challenges. A back injury had sidelined her for more than 6 weeks earlier in the season, causing her ranking to drop to number 87. She had even lost 11 WTA Tour-level matches in a row, but she had also proven that she could rise to the occasion. Her victory over Serena Williams in the first round of Wimbledon was a statement, a 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 win on center court against a tennis icon. Joint began the match in the same exhilarating manner she had finished against Williams, hitting the ball cleanly and silencing the throng of Filipino supporters. She struck 37 winners in all with her initially crisp ball striking. She broke EALA in the opening game and raced to a 2-0 lead. The 6-3 first set was a harsh reminder of the Eastbourne defeat. EALA looked uncharacteristically sluggish, struggling to find her rhythm and piling up unforced errors. It seemed like history was about to repeat itself. But EALA was not the same player she was a year ago. She was higher ranked, more experienced, and more determined. The rematch was a test for both players, a test of their growth, their resilience, and their ability to perform on the biggest stage in tennis. "I really had to dig deep, especially after that first set," EALA said after her victory. "Maya came out on fire, she came out ready, and I was expecting a really good match." Joint's dip in consistency was evident as she sprayed 14 unforced errors in the second set. "I had a pretty good first set. I had a strong game plan going in, and I think I executed that pretty well in the first set. EALA started playing a bit better. She was being a bit more aggressive. I was not quite hitting my spots on serve, and she took advantage of that." The crowd came to life, and the task grew harder as EALA came home strong, taking the final 9 games without response from the Australian. The roar from the Filipino fans was a factor in the match. They gave EALA energy when she was down. The support was a source of strength for her. It gave her the confidence to compete at the highest level. The second set was where the match turned. Eala found her rhythm, earning her first break of the match in the third game to move ahead 2-1. She extended rallies, forcing Joint into mistakes and gradually taking control from the baseline. Eala tightened her grip on the set by breaking Joint for a second time in the 7th game and served out the set with composure, leveling the contest at 6-2. The third set was a masterclass. Eala carried her momentum into the deciding set, putting Joint under immediate pressure. The Australians' opening service game turned into a grueling 13-minute battle, with Eala converting her 6th breakpoint of the game to seize an early advantage. Another marathon service game of Joint transpired in the third game as Eala again wore down the Australian from the baseline before capitalizing on her 4th breakpoint opportunity to stretch the lead to 3-0. She never looked back, blanking Joint for the remainder of the set to complete the comeback. The final score was 3-6, 6-2, 6-0. Eala had reeled off the final 9 games to prevail in 3 minutes under 2 hours. She had done it. She had gotten her revenge. The win was her first victory at Wimbledon and her first Grand Slam third-round appearance. The emotional moment was captured by the cameras. Eala raised her arms in triumph. The Filipino fans erupted in celebration. The tennis world was watching, and they were impressed. "It's funny, we had an insane match here at Eastbourne and I lost, and it hit me quite hard. I cried a lot, and I don't think I was able to watch those highlights for a couple of months," Eala said after the match. "I think I improved a lot in this past year, and I'm happy that I'm able to look back at that loss and I'm able to smile. Extra motivation to win, for sure." The victory was a statement of intent. Eala had proven that she could handle the pressure. She had proven that she could perform on the biggest stage. She had proven that she was a champion. The tennis world was buzzing, the Philippines was celebrating, and Alex Eala was just getting started. The revenge was sweet, but the journey was far from over. She had set her sights on the next challenge, the defending champion, Iga Swiatek.
Let us zoom out. Alex Eala's revenge victory over Maya Joint was more than just a tennis match. It was a moment of redemption, a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. It was the beginning of a new era for Filipino athletes. Eala has already achieved more than any Filipino player before her. She is the first to be seeded at Wimbledon. She is the first to break into the top 30. She has beaten the best players in the world, but the story is far from over. Eala's victory sets up a mouth-watering third-round clash with defending champion Iga Swiatek. The Polish star, who has won 5 Grand Slam titles, will be a formidable opponent. Eala has beaten Swiatek before at the 2025 Miami Open. She knows she can do it again. The match will be a test of her growth and her ability to compete on the biggest stage. It's going to be a tough match for me, but I'm going to try to make it a tough match for her too, Eala said confidently. I think I'm ready for it. I'm ready to give it all, yes. The road ahead is challenging. Wimbledon is the biggest stage in tennis. The competition is fierce, the pressure is immense, but Alex Eala has never shied away from a challenge. She has faced adversity and overcome it. She has proven that she belongs on the biggest stages. The tennis world is watching, the Philippines is praying, and Alex Eala is ready for the next challenge. Her revenge victory is just the latest chapter in her incredible journey. She is not just a tennis player, she is a symbol of hope. She is a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. Her journey from a young girl in Manila to a Wimbledon sensation has inspired millions. The victory was not just a personal achievement, it was a moment of national pride. The Philippines had never had a player who could compete at this level. Eala had broken through barriers and created new possibilities for young Filipinos. She had shown the world that greatness can come from anywhere. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.